Just when we thought we were gonna go sailing again, well, I decided to jump back into boat projects.
Even though we won't be sailing for a while, we can still share some sailing videos. Just not from our boat.
A few months ago, we brought my mom's Mason 43 down the coast from San Francisco to Ventura, and now she is docked conveniently right next to us.
Like right next door.
"30 years ago, my parents bought a 1979 Mason 43 that they named Sea Castle, and they called their home port Berkeley, California. It was here in San Francisco Bay where I learned how to sail and care for a blue water cruiser, which later sparked the inspiration for Life Afloat and buying our boat, Avocet. With our friends from QM Travels as capable crew aboard, we were ready for a fun 3 days on the water. We cast the lines to sail Sea Castle south towards warmer waters and new adventures.
We're leaving Berkeley after apparently 28 years almost. Wow.
Time for us to finally leave the San Francisco area. We stayed here in Sausalito last night, and it was a great little anchorage, very nice and calm. But the wind has been kind of forecasted to get a little bit more and more ever since we kind of left on Monday morning or Monday evening. So we're no longer going to really stop, I don't think, is the plan, unless we have some sort of engine problem, or if we use the engine a lot, we're going to go through diesel pretty quick. So the plan now is just go straight out the gate and get as much wind in our sails and go as fast as possible and get around Conception.
This is wild. The first time I went on a big boat sailing was in San Francisco Bay on Sea Castle, so the fact that we're taking her anywhere besides San Francisco Bay is pretty exciting.
We're leaving San Francisco. Bye.
Sun out or something?
Big orange ball.
We're all out of the cockpit finally.
We're out of the cockpit, yeah.
Sailing, kind of.
Here we are. Kind of motor sailing. Not any wind. And the wind that is here is not pushing us. It's in front of us. It's crazy. We're going south, but we're going into the wind.
How was last night?
Wet, cold, dark, very dark. We didn't get to see much. It was so dark and the fog was so dense that visibility was really, really low. But there was bioluminescence in the water, and that lit up the water quite a bit, which was quite nice. And some dolphins joined us to keep us entertained, and then On our second watch, we got to see the sun come up, but it really wasn't much sun. It was more a different shade of gray.
And we've had really no traffic. You had this one fishing boat go by last night. Nobody else out here.
Just us.
Just us.
No drama is a good sailboat delivery, right?
Right.
Knock on teeth.
Yeah, not gonna teeth.
Where are we?
Just made it to Monterey Bay. We need fuel, so we're stopping and we're gonna get some diesel, and then we're gonna head straight back out and go around Conception tonight. But gosh, this is such a cute little town that we're in right now.
About 10 hours away from Point Conception, which is directly that way. Weather's perfect, so we're going for it tonight, which means we'll be in there, across there in the wee hours of the morning, and then we'll sail into Santa Barbara to celebrate and rest a little bit, and then we'll make our last little jaunt into Ventura and make a new home in Ventura.
Was interesting. We rounded Point Conception. Chris and I were actually asleep when we made the actual rounding, but we took the first and second watch and all was well. The wind was still in front of us, so that's why we were sailing south, but still upwind. It's been very uneventful, which is better than eventful in my book, and we're just sailing in Santa Barbara now. We just went through a pretty big oil slick, which is naturally occurring, so they say, and I got a little bit nauseous from it, so I had to go below deck and nap it off. But we're just getting into Santa Barbara now, and a big pod of dolphins swam next to us to greet us. I don't think they like the sound of the engine, just like we don't. So.
It's got the engine. Oh, it sounds so good. No engine.
In Santa Barbara, we anchored for one blissful night of engine-free sleep, first being greeted by our friends aboard Valhalla and Pangea, who had sailed up to welcome us back to Southern California.
We're coming into the harbor at Ventura.
We made it.
We made it. Had a great time. We didn't get a whole lot of sailing, but we had a great time. So now we just have to find our slip and check out the new digs.
When was the last time Sea Castle was here?
Sea Castle was here in 1991 and 92 is when we took it up to San Francisco. So here we are back.
Wow.
What's that? 28 years later.
So happy to be home and cannot wait to see our cat. She's probably very lonely and excited to be fed.
3 days, 325 nautical miles, and a few dozen beers later, we were finally sailing into Ventura, where Sea Castle would find her new slip next door to Avocet, just in time for us to begin our interior refit and various other projects. With Sea Castle serving as our surrogate home, we have been able to dive deeper than ever before into Avocet's interior, and look forward to sharing those videos with you soon. But first we have to finish them, so next on Sailing Avocet.